Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to your weekly dose of celestial goodness. As always, thank you for joining me in this space and on this journey. What started for me as a dream is unfolding into really beautiful and amazing adventure and unfolding. And I'm very pleased and proud and humbled. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So lately, I've been thinking a lot about legacies and the legacy that I will someday leave behind. Some of this is because I've become so intimate with the concept of death, and this year in particular has really highlighted that. It's just been such a constant, right? So when we think of those who've passed away, we naturally remember something about them, what they were known for, how they made us feel, what they inspired within us, and just so much more. There are people who have passed away in my own life ages ago that still influence how I live my life. I often think of my paternal grandparents and my maternal grandfather. I'm fortunate enough to still have my maternal grandmother in my life, and I realize that to get to my age and still have your grandparents is a true blessing. So whether they are here in the physical or on the other side, they really have impacted my life in very profound ways. My maternal grandmother, hi Grandma, is full of wisdom and really teaches me endless lessons about life. She reminds me to see the blessings in situations and to think deeply and intentionally about the life that I'm currently living and the life that I desire to live. If I start worrying about something, she will encourage me to look at things in a different light. Admittedly, I did not fully appreciate this when I was younger, but as I'm getting older, I really see what a gift it is to be able to choose our perspective. My paternal grandmother was a fiery advocate and a big supporter of her community. People came from all over to see her, and I just remember that her presence felt larger than life. Sometimes when I feel nervous, I actually think of her courage. My paternal grandfather was a friend to all, and he had a great sense of humor. He told great stories, and I remember that when I was little, he used to cook lunch sometimes because my school was nearby. And it was whatever it was, but it was always made with love. My maternal grandfather was an entrepreneur, a community builder, and he left a legacy of kindness. My mom and my aunt often tell a story of how he found someone on his land stealing yams and other food. And instead of punishment, he actually asked this man more about his life and the situation that led to this. Eventually, he found out that this man was struggling and he had a family that he was trying to feed. So he actually gave him a job working on the land. Both of my grandfathers were farmers as well, and they loved the land. They had a true connection to it. They loved their community and they loved Jamaica. Neither of them really wanted to be anywhere else. And while I feel that they were rooted, my grandmothers had wings. My grandmothers utilized their vision to create a path forward for their descendants to progress. And I'm very thankful for both of those lessons, rooted and having wings to fly. So this notion of legacy also came up because my mom is sewing an amazing quilt. She draws pictures on the fabric, and they represent some aspect of her life or some major event that happened for her. And then she embroiders the pictures with very bold and vibrant colors. Now, please understand that my mom is what I called a right and left brain person. She is logical, analytical, but yet she's also super creative and talented in an artistic way. And one of her amazing talents is at sewing. I did not get her sewing skills at all. I could not sew a hemline to save anybody's life, so hopefully nothing major ever depends on me having to sew something, because I'm sorry. So back to the quilt. The quilt is amazing. And one day while we were talking, I think she said that she hoped one of her 4 children, would want to have the quilt. Of course, as her natural heir, I volunteered myself. But I mean, it's so amazing, and it's being made with so much love, and I think it's a beautiful way of just remembering important parts of her life. So it's something that I want, and I claim it. If any of my siblings are listening, it's mine. So, and I think this quilt really made me think about some important moments in my own life and what it is that I want to leave as a personal legacy. How would I want to be remembered? William James said, "The great use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it." I also think about my dad, because I know that one of the things I definitely got from him was a sense of humor, his cooking skills, and he has a kind heart. And I'm just going to throw in that I have his nose and his lips. Both of my parents have a kind heart. And my dad also seems to know everybody in his community. No matter where he lives, he's going to know everybody. We can't go anywhere without him saying hi to somebody. He'll give people a ride to just insert location here, because he'll take them. And he'll help with things, and he'll try to connect people to necessary information and other people who can really help them. I have been told that I'm very similar in that way, and so I carry these lessons not only from my parents and grandparents, but from everyone who has left a mark on me every single day. This also includes my aunt, who in my eyes exemplifies a true visionary. Hard work, a hard worker, and what it means to create a lasting foundation. She reminds me of something that I read about once about the Iroquois, and sorry if I said that wrong, Iroquois Native American tribe of people. Under their principle of the great law of peace, they also have a concept called the 7th generation principle. It's based on an ancient Haudenosaunee philosophy that the decisions that we make today should result in a sustainable world 7 generations into the future. My aunt thinks about the future a lot, about what will be left for future generations, and what foundations we're creating right now to ensure that they will have something to continue building from. And I think this is what leaving a legacy is about. It's simply asking the question, what will I be remembered for? What will you pass on to the next generation? This isn't just financial or physical resources, but also maybe your values or even your character. Joanne Moran said, "The idea of leaving a legacy is the need or the desire to be remembered for what you have contributed to the world. In some cases, the contribution can be so special that the universe is unalterably changed. However, for most mere mortals walking this earth, most will leave a more modest legacy. that doesn't necessarily change the world, but does leave a lasting footprint that will be remembered by those whose lives you've touched. You hope your life matters in some way. And if you're watching this video, I want you to know that your life does matter. It matters very much that you are here, the kind of energy that you put out, and the way that you treat others and the way that you treat yourself. Former President Barack Obama said, "I saw myself as a relay runner. I would take the baton and I would run my leg of the race, and then I'd pass the baton to someone else. Each generation tries to make progress, knowing that what we do is not going to be perfect. But hopefully, we've run our leg of the race effectively, and the world's gotten a little bit better." Shannon Alder said, "Carve your name on hearts, not tombstones. A legacy is etched into the minds of others in the stories they share about you." And of course, one of my favorites, Dr. Maya Angelou, and she said two things that I love. If you're going to live, leave a legacy. Make a mark on the world that can't be erased. She also said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." There's a video clip out in the ethers of Maya Angelou, called "God Put a Rainbow in the Clouds." I think it's a beautiful story too. She said, "When it looks like the sun wasn't going to shine anymore, God put a rainbow in the clouds. Imagine, I've had so many rainbows in my clouds. I've had a lot of clouds, but I've had so many rainbows." She actually equated rainbows to all of the people who had ever helped her along her life journey. She said that she carried them everywhere with her, and that we should always be ready and willing to be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. The thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself so you can be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. Someone who may not look like you, may not call God the same name you call God, if they call God at all. I may not dance your dances or speak your language, but be a blessing to somebody. That's what I think. Recognizing that as we go through life, we're going to interact with other people and have an abundance of life experiences. And on that path, you are constantly creating your personal legacy. You might not believe it or feel it, but you are having an impact on someone, on this place and on this time. You matter. And so I think it's important to be intentional about what kind of legacy you want to leave here. Whether it is big or small, it matters. Stephen Covey, who is the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, among other great books, also has an exercise that he calls the obituary exercise. It sounds morbid. Essentially, you are picturing your own funeral. And while it has that sound of morbidity to it, just follow where I'm going with this. So he says, in your mind's eye, see yourself going to the funeral parlor, parking the car, and getting out. As you walk inside the building, you notice the flowers, the soft organ music. You see faces of friends and family you pass along the way. You feel the shared sorrow of losing, the joy of having known, that radiates from the hearts of the people there. As you walk down to the front of the room and look inside the casket, you suddenly come face to face with yourself. This is your funeral. All of these people have come here to honor you, to express feelings of love and appreciation for your life. As you take a seat and wait for the services to begin, you look at the program in your hand. There are to be 4 speakers. The first one is from your family, who have come from all over the country to attend. The second speaker is one of your friends, someone who can give a sense of what you were as a person. The third speaker is from your work or profession. And the fourth is from a community organization where you've been involved in service. Now think deeply. What would you like each of these speakers to say about your life? And you? What kind of husband, wife, father, or mother would you like their words to reflect? What kind of son or daughter or cousin or friend? What kind of work associate? What character would you like them to have seen in you? What contributions? What achievements? I really want you to sit with these questions and allow them to create for you some sort of value and legacy that you would like to be remembered for, except that you can live them now, each and every day. So here are a few tips this week from celestial goodness to you for creating a lasting legacy. First, don't be afraid to share your story. Leave a paper trail. Yes, leave pictures and journals, words, or something so that those who come after you have a sense of who you are. Second, offer yourself in service to the world, whether that is time or resources, and whether it's big or small. Even the tiniest actions can have a lasting impact. This includes supporting causes and people that mean a lot to you. It also means standing for something and being a rainbow in someone else's cloud. Third, give the gift of your time to your loved ones. Spend some quality time with your loved ones. Don't get so caught up with life that you miss the magic in the moments that you spend with them. Sweet conversations, creating memories, and just enjoying the presence of other people. Fourth, be honest and authentic in everything that you do. Fifth, live your values daily. Pass them along and be an example of your values to others. Sixth, be generous and kind. Share your blessings. Seventh, enjoy your life to the fullest, whatever that means for you, as long as you're not out there hurting yourself and other people. And eighth, love and love some more. It can be weird for people to have to think so far ahead, but it's so important. Thinking ahead, thinking about some of these questions that I've asked here are so important in helping to define who you are and what you want your own legacy to be so that you can live it now. And that you can live a full and amazing life. I really do believe in that for you. So please let me know if you had any epiphanies. May the stars shine brightly over your week, and may it be a good one. And of course, if you are enjoying these videos, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment. I promise I'll get back to you, and share the videos. I appreciate it, and it's why I keep doing this. So have an absolutely amazing week. Thank you.